Parents strongly caution the following programs are intended for mature audiences over the age of 18. These programs may contain some material that many parents would not find suitable for children and may include intense violence, sexual situations, coarse language, and suggestive dialogue.
Happy fucking Wednesday. And y'all know I was excited as fuck about this goddamn show that we've had booked for a long time because y'all know I fucking love DEKAY. And here the fuck they are. Fucking finally.
Finally.
And y'all gotta know you special as fuck because CB over here, he called out of work just to be here tonight.
Oh, man.
Hell yeah.
CB straight fucking called out of work to fucking be on this shit tonight.
Did you call in sick?
Oh yeah.
Do your bosses watch this?
No.
This motherfucker, he works in the prison system.
Oh shit.
He's a prison guard. They ain't watching this shit.
Yeah, he has the most hardcore job of all three of us.
I mean, it's not really that hardcore. It's really not. It's not what Hollywood
the stories
says
that you have told us is fucking crazy, bro.
Some nights are like that.
Yes.
Not all nights.
Has he told you about the dude that can fuck himself?
Oh shit.
What the that's fuck? Talent.
Yeah.
That's talent. You're gonna make Jack jealous.
We're not gonna go there. No.
Hey, he was telling me this shit at like 7 a.m. in the morning one morning.
Wow.
What?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we got some special people over there. That's for sure.
That's what we're starting to show out tonight is some dude that can fuck himself.
Hey.
Nice.
If you can, why not?
Oh man, that's crazy.
No, sir. No, sir. That is hole only. Mm-mm.
Yeah, he likes to get all of our new staff. He calls it his magic trick.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for you. I'm sorry.
It's a warm welcome.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I've walked in on old people fucking before.
Oh damn.
I think I'd rather see the guy fucking himself.
Oh shit.
I did. I'm a fucking property manager by day, and I take care of big, huge, short-term vacation rental like mansions and condos and shit. And of course, you know, you're supposed to be out by 10 a.m. check-in or check-out. And for some reason, they think that's like a fucking suggestion and not mandatory. So they just like stay. and leave whenever the fuck they want. Well, at 10 a.m., past 10 a.m., we just fucking walk in and start doing inspections. And if you're in a condo, like, I don't know that you're fucking there. It's a fucking condo. There's 5 goddamn levels of I have no idea what your fucking car is. So I just walk in. Well, there's been many times I open up that fucking door and there they are, just hammering it down. What? This instance I'm talking about, they were on a glass table, just fucking legs straight up, fucking going to Pound Town.
Nice. Nice. I can't say
I'll be back.
Yeah.
I can't say I've ever walked in on anything like that. I do pest control, and I used to do all apartments. Like the most I've come in and found toys
I do that.
laying about. I walked in one place, and I'm pretty sure it was a film set for porn.
Oh yeah.
There, the camera was set up, ring lights, everything aiming at the bed, and I'm like, okay.
We get it. We get it all the time. There's porno companies from like over the border in Savannah, Georgia, that'll come rent, nice little fucking beach condos, and they'll fucking leave all of their shit, all the toys, cock rings, dildos, double-ended dildos, the whole 9 yards. They just leave it. You'll open up a drawer and there's like, it's almost like, goddamn, you know how you open those old cans and they fucking like spring out? Like open up a damn bedroom, some fucking tongs are fucking flying out fucking everywhere. Terrible. My God, you got to call in fucking hazmat and shit. It's fucking retarded.
That's horrible.
Speaking of terrible incidents, we're gonna start actually getting into fucking questions. I tried to tell y'all this show is a complete fucking shit show. You have no idea what you signed up for.
Yeah, I'm here for it.
Yeah.
So what is the absolute either worst or most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you on stage or that you have seen on stage?
Damn, you're gonna make them think tonight.
Well, I don't know, really, never really had anything overly embarrassing happen to me on stage. I mean, except for me, one night I can remember I got a little too drunk, and I mean, the whole set was a train wreck for me. I couldn't remember half of my bass parts.
Damn.
The crowd was also drunk, so I don't think they noticed.
That's always a good thing.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Hey, Beethoven once said, "To play with to play a wrong note is insignificant. To play without passion is inexcusable." And that's one thing that I can say is I've never played without passion. I may have fucked up a lot of notes, but I played passionately while fucking them up.
Okay. You know what? I'll go with it. We'll roll with it.
I'm down with that.
All right, Zach, what you got?
Probably our first show, the last song, Mindfuck. All the tracks, everything went out one by one. And as soon as Dan's vocals went out, I'm just looking at Dustin, our lead guitarist. I'm just like, what the fuck's going on? I don't know. And we're just going with it. And I'm looking, but I think the same thing he said. A lot of the crowd was drunk as shit, so it was just music. Whatever was playing, they were vibing to. So, but me, I don't hear anything. I just hear drums. I don't hear anything. So I'm like, what the fuck's going on up here? I was freaking the fuck out up there.
You're like backing tracks and like click tracks and shit were like gone.
Yeah. What I can explain is like we were playing it. The click track goes out. I'm like, okay, like I have everything else. Then the backing track goes out. Then Neely on bass goes out, and then guitar goes out, and then Dan was the last thing I had in my ear, and then he cut out, and it just went to shit after that.
Oh,
yeah, it went out literally one by one. Probably 15 seconds in between each other, and I was freaking the fuck out up there.
Well, it happens. And honestly, apparently we were already over time anyway, which nobody told me anything. But hey, what are you gonna do? I ended up cutting that song short, and just ended the set there. It was the last song anyway. But like I
Yeah.
said, nobody seemed to really care. It was a great response after we got off stage. And like I say, apparently we were already over time, so if we would have finished the song out, it would have cut well into the next band set. So yeah, everything
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah, but me personally, I think that was probably most embarrassing on stage for me, I guess. I wasn't really that embarrassed, but
It could get worse.
yeah.
Get worse.
Yep.
Wait. Do some shit like I've done before. Trust me. So much.
But I think the most embarrassing thing I've ever seen happen to somebody on stage was a show that when I was in a band, this band called Anoxia. This was, God, probably 10 years ago, if not more. We were playing it was our video release show for our song Not Alone. And we had, it was our show, so, we were headlining, but we had this band called Cold Harbor that was opening up for us. And another band that was on that bill with us too, which our bass player comes from that band, was a band called Carbon Stone. And back then they used to have their own hooch that Neely used to make. And it was strong. It was very strong. And we tried to warn the singer from Cold Harbor this, and yeah, he had a tendency to get a little cocky when it came to to the alcohol. And he's like, I'll be all right. And he starts slamming down this homemade hooch, and proceeds to get completely, utterly shit faced to the point that he couldn't remember half the words to the first two songs, and by halfway through the third song, their guitarist walked over, unplugged the singer's guitar, walked over to him, said, "We're done," and walked off stage.
Oh,
Yeah.
Damn.
They ultimately ended up splitting up after that, but yeah, it was that was a little. I was a little embarrassed for him at that moment. So,
Okay.
but yeah, we tried to warn him.
I've never done nothing that bad. Like, I fell off stage backwards once because I was getting a little too into it. And number one, I'm blind as a bat on stage. Most of all the bands I've ever played in have been very theatrical bands where they wore masks and face paint and all that shit. And I'm without my glasses, I'm blind as a bat. I'm lucky to see my goddamn fretboard.
Yeah.
So I have to play blind every fucking time, which is fine. I can do that. But asking me to know where shit's at on the fucking stage to be able to see it, that's a whole different thing.
That's what they call sobriety checkpoints.
Yeah, I start getting to it and not really paying attention, and there's cords everywhere, and of course I trip and I fall backwards. Luckily, the fucking crowd was right up against the stage, so it looked like I was trying to stage dive. They caught me, and I fucking did the whole thing. And we get done, they get me back on stage. We're walking up, and my lead singer come up, and he nudged me. He's like, "Motherfucker, you failed, didn't you?" I did. I know damn well you didn't do that shit on purpose. It's like, no, I did not.
It's all about how well you play it off.
Hey, you know what? They actually caught it on video, and it does look like I did it on purpose, but I fucking did not.
Like, I meant to do that.
You never said it got caught on video.
Yeah, it was on video. It was on video. All right, Mosh, you're up, brother.
All right, I'm gonna go right into the nerd shit. What's y'all's favorite horror film? Yes, I'm still in your question.
God damn, you were gonna start with it? I was gonna wait a little bit on that motherfucker, but all right.
Hellraiser for me. Right off the jump.
Okay.
I don't even need to answer.
Nope. Yep.
Even on my arm, HMH for Haddonfield Memorial Hospital. It's all over the place.
I've always been a huge Hellraiser fan ever since I was a kid. I remember that being the first of many horror movies that I watched with my mom, and that being the only one that really kind of freaked me out, which made me love it even more. You know, it's just something about that, the whole concept of that movie was, you know, it was truly freaky. But yeah, I've met Doug Bradley a couple of times now, the guy that plays Pinhead. I got a bunch of Pinhead shit in my living room. I got a little Pinhead Go-Gru, the little 3D printed Go-Gru from Mandalorian, but he's done
I'm
up like
with you.
Pinhead. He's holding the box.
Hellraiser was always my favorite up until I seen Dead Alive.
Yeah, they kind of went a little wonky there in the later movies.
When I seen Dead Alive,
first couple were great.
Dead Alive became my favorite horror film, but Hellraiser is still, I guess, out of franchises, is my favorite franchise, which I actually got to meet Clive Barker. Because
nice.
I ended up doing, I was hosting this thing called Shockfest Film Festival one year, and I was one of the hosts for it. And we were there, and I actually got to meet him. And he wasn't the greatest. I mean, he's still not the greatest health now, but he was actually there, and I got to walk up to him. It was like, hey, man, the whole reason I got into fucking horror or even acting to any extent was because of you. And one of my other favorite movies that he did was fucking Nightbreed. I loved fucking Nightbreed. Loved it. And I actually created a character based off of one of the characters in Nightbreed. And I was actually wearing the mask and had it and showed it to him. And he was like, dude, that's fucking insane. But it was really cool getting to talk to him. And they had some of the cast there that I got to meet. Like the guy who played the Chatterer was there.
He's always been my favorite.
He was cool. The guy that played Butterball was there, so I got to fucking meet him. So he was dope.
I met them when I met Doug Bradley the first time. It was at an old horror convention that's kind of defunct now. It was called Horror Find Weekend, and they did a couple shows up in Hunt Valley here in Baltimore, and it was Doug Bradley, it was Chatterer, Butterball, and Female Cenobite.
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about. I know who you're talking about.
She never actually had an official name. That was her name was Female Cenobite. But yeah, they were all amazing too. And I remember the coolest memory from that. So I get there, and Doug Bradley was the whole reason I even wanted to go. I was like, I gotta meet Pinhead. So I get there, and we get in the room, and he's packing his table up. I'm like, oh no, dude! I went up. I was like, tell me I'm not too late, man. I was like, you're the whole reason I came here. And he looks at me. He says, you know, in his British accent, he's like, no, I'll be back down. I'm going upstairs to have a beer with Cradle of Filth. So apparently, I didn't even know Cradle of Filth was in Baltimore that night. But not only were they in Baltimore, but they were at the hotel that they were having Horrifying Weekend at in Hunt Valley. And Doug Bradley was going upstairs to have a drink with him. Now, you could think, okay, you know, that could just been bullshit. But then about 30 minutes or so later, I go to get a bite to eat over in the little bar area of the hotel. And right fucking next to me, and literally the bar stool next to me, Danny fucking Filth. I was like, holy shit. I didn't want to bother him either. You know, he's sitting there trying to eat and stuff, so I didn't say anything to him. But just, I was like, wow, you know, there he is right there. So I just thought that was kind of neat. And then, you know, he ended up coming back down, and I got to still meet Doug Bradley and shit. But yeah, that was wild. And I met, and then that was also the first time I met Kane Hodder. And out of all of the people that I've met, I gotta say Kane Hodder is probably the coolest, most down-to-earth horror celebrity I think I've met yet. Aside from maybe Doug Jones.
I actually did a movie with Kane Hodder that still hasn't come out. It's in post-production, but it's a movie called Z Dead End, and I'm a zombie in it.
Oh, nice.
and he was on set for several days. I think he was in it. Dave Sheridan is in it. Felissa, the chick that was in Sleepaway Camp, she's in it, and there's quite a few people in it. But we got to meet Kane, and he was extremely nice. Like a lot of like the directors and shit were like, "Oh, you can't talk to the big celebrities," blah blah blah. Man, they were like, "Fuck that shit." Especially him. He was coming out to all the regular trailers and meeting every single people, shaking hands, taking pictures, fucking the whole night. He gave zero fucks.
Yeah, he's very personable. I've met him a handful of times, and each time we sit there and just bullshit for like 15, 20 minutes. He's really, really cool guy.
All right. So moving on. CB, you're up, brother.
All right. So what is your guys' craziest party story?
Ooh.
I got one. Question. I don't know. What's your what's your audience demographic?
We got a warning label.
Yep.
Older.
You don't get a lot of kids listening to this show.
Right? We fucking better not, because there's a parental advisory at the beginning of the goddamn show. So
we come with a warning label.
Okay. So, and I believe it or not, I can produce pictures of this. So there is photographic proof out there that I've just recently discovered that there was.
Oh,
yeah, a buddy of mine who was at the same party, so he's like, there's still pictures. So many years ago, a mutual friend of a bunch of us had this. She called it her House of Wayward Misfits.
Oh, I probably see where
that's.
I'm thinking the same thing.
That's where a lot of us partied and shit all the time. And I remember this one night we got over there, and this one guy was just acting like a cocky fool, right? So, the one thing you don't do at a party is be the first one to pass out. And the only thing worse to do than that is be the first one to pass out after consistently bragging for the last 2 to 3 hours that you've been up for 6 days straight and was going to be up all night tonight and be the last one to fall asleep tonight and out-drink everybody. And then be the first one to pass out.
Damn.
So we got him probably worse than you could imagine anyone ever getting markered, painted on, or whatever else you could imagine. We got him with permanent marker, and that's where it started.
Damn, it started there.
Then the permanent marker ran out after we colored half of his face in and drew all over him. So the only other thing we could find was one guy ran to the refrigerator and found chocolate syrup. So, we started drawing all over him with that. Then we proceeded to get more and more drunk through the night. So the antics got worse and worse. By the end of it, he ended up with a spray painted pink ass, a spray painted pink tri-hawk, cheese balls, sour cream in his ass crack with a pickle right at the very end of it, where you could imagine that be. And then wasn't me that put the pickle there, and then it wasn't me that brought the dog in that took the pickle out.
Oh man.
However,
no fucking way.
It was me that found the rope that was probably about 3 inches thick and tied him down to the bed with it. So that when he did finally wake up 3 hours later, all you heard was him tied to the bed going, "Help! Help! Why am I tied to the bed?"
Wow.
Oh shit!
That sounds like some house party. That sounds like, because like all my days of parties, like back in my 20s, it was house shows. like house shows were a real big thing here. I don't know about Baltimore, but here in South Carolina, house shows were a big thing. So like fucking kids' parents would go out of town and they'd fucking pay for bands to come in and throw us some money or, you know, give us fuck tons of beer to come fucking play. So I've played so many house shows, and as some of those have been some of my greatest memories that I have playing in a band, and some of the best times I've ever been in a band. It's also been some of the most insane shit I've ever seen in my fucking life. Because the shit that goes on at house shows, there's no rules.
Oh yeah.
It's not like going to a bar or a venue where there's rules. House shows, there are no fucking rules.
See, we didn't have many house shows like that back then, but we did have the bars that you were speaking didn't exist. And they were iffy to say the least. We had a couple of them, very CBGB-esque.
Yeah.
To say, I know we had Hail Daddies was one I used to hang out at back in the day. That was probably the closest thing Baltimore had to CBGBs. And it was a death trap. The stage was in the basement. You had one way in, one way out. If a fire ever broke out in there, everybody was dead. That was one of many reasons that place got shut down ultimately.
Oh, yeah.
The other reasons were Hale habitually would get caught for underage selling, selling alcohol to minors. He didn't give a shit how old you come in there, he'd sell you a beer. He didn't care. And any given time you'd go upstairs, he'd be in the office just blowing rails up his nose. It was a party every night in there. Then we had this little spot. It got shut down because it was having concerts. It wasn't slided for it, but it was a little punk rock clothing shop called The Alley. It was very short-lived. I think they originated out of Colorado. But it was very short-lived. It was in Essex. And it was like a little clothing shop. But you would go there after like 10 p.m. on a Saturday night. And you would go into the back and they'd take you into almost like a speakeasy. And you'd go into this back room area and there'd be some fucking punk rock band in there playing and a bunch of assholes getting drunk. There was always somebody getting fucked up or something getting stupid.
Okay.
But that was a good time.
I dig it. There's a place that if you ever look it up, they still do shows there. So if you could ever come down here, it's in Columbia, South Carolina. And it's a place called the Commie House. And it's literally a fucking house.
Nice.
It's like full of fucking graffiti and completely dilapidated and destroyed. But they have some of the most insane shows you could possibly think of. And a lot of big bands have been through there before they got huge and have played the Commie House. The place is like a fucking South Carolina legend.
Nice.
But you ever get a chance to go play the Commie House, go play the Commie House, because I promise it's going to be a good time and you'll never forget it.
I would definitely love to get down that way. I mean, I definitely want to try to get down as far as the North Carolina. My parents live down there and I got family down there, but I mean, I'd love to get down South Carolina and maybe even into Florida at some point.
Hey, you ever come down here? Y'all got a place to crash. Fucking hit me up. I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. Come fucking stay. We'll get it on. All right, fucking Mosh. You're up, brother.
DC or Marvel, guys?
Depends.
Oh, okay.
Depends.
Let me hear it.
For the most part, I would have to lean Marvel. However, I'm very partial to the old Batman franchises, as well as some,
I almost feel like Batman just needs to be in a world and a planet of entirely his own, away from fucking DC.
Exactly.
But at the same time, I'd love to see him and Rorschach together.
Ooh.
So
That
that's
would
why I
be
say it
fucking
depends.
awesome.
Because DC is very hit or miss. But when they hit, they really, really hit. And I was like, Batman, phenomenal. The Watchmen with those characters. I mean, Rorschach is an amazing character. I absolutely loved it. I loved how he was portrayed in the movie, which I think that guy should have just stuck with that instead of trying his hand at Freddy. But
We're not talking
we'll,
about that. That didn't happen.
yeah,
I was about to say.
we'll leave that alone.
That didn't happen. We're erasing that.
Exactly,
That never
yes.
happened.
He
That
was
never
excellent
happened.
in War. He was excellent as Rorschach. That's all we'll leave it to.
Yes. But yeah, as Rorschach, I mean, that guy was amazing, and that's such an awesome character. But they then it's like some of the other ones, I don't know where they're going with it. Now Marvel tends to stay pretty well on track. And the movies get a little weird. At least there in the beginning they did. I think they're trying to fix a lot of that now. But as far as the comics and stuff like that went, Marvel always kind of stayed on point, and they usually stayed pretty well on brand.
Yeah, they did.
All
I'm
right.
glad they're about to get into the horror side of Marvel. So
Now, my favorite. Now, you want to talk about horror? Now, there's where my favorite comic book character comes into play. And he actually, the creator, comes out of Marvel.
Oh.
are you gonna say?
I'm all ears.
Are you gonna say Spawn?
Yes.
I knew that's where it was going.
Yep.
Mr.
Todd
Todd
McFarlane was partially responsible for the look of Spider-Man.
Yep.
Uh-oh, Shelby's calling Zach out.
I was about to ask Zach, what did he have?
Yeah, Zach, you need to talk some, man.
My bad, guys.
Tell me to shut.
Overall,
This Shelby
big-
will get you. We
Yeah.
love Shelby. Shout out to her. She's badass. If you ever need a promotion girl, fucking manager, whatever, go hit up Shelby because she's fucking awesome.
Hell
Yeah, but overall, I'm a Batman guy through and through. But comic book and movie wise, definitely Marvel. I think they're more consistent than DC. Kind of hurts you if you watch it. It's a little messed up, but big Batman guy for sure.
See, I felt like DC's movies suck.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it hurts to watch them.
Most of their TV series have been really good.
Yeah.
DC's
sorry,
movies
they
suck.
nailed the fucking Flash. They
did. The Flash was fucking awesome.
DC's movies suck unless Tim Burton does them.
Ah.
The first two Batman movies were.
Oh yeah.
Well, see, I didn't like the one he did with fucking Tommy Lee Jones and Jim Carrey. I felt like that was like way too fucking.
Oh, Batman Forever.
Yeah,
that wasn't
was
him.
weird.
That wasn't.
I thought Tim Burton still did that one.
Yep, that wasn't Tim Burton. Tim Burton
No.
did the first two.
Yeah.
I know he did at least the first two. I thought he did that one too.
That was when they changed directors.
Yeah, because that was the whole fucking thing with the bat nipples. Everybody had fucking nipples.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was Clooney.
Now here, I have a question for you on that topic. I like to ask people this.
Okay.
What's your favorite Joker?
Oh boy.
'Cause a lot of people never guess mine.
Heath. Through and through. Heath is the greatest Joker.
Are we talking
Or Jack Nicholson.
Are we talking movies
Heath
only?
and Jack.
Are we talking about movies only or the entire like cinematic universe of DC?
We can go the entire cinematic universe.
Because if we're going full cinematic universe, I'm going Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill's awesome.
Mark Hamill was awesome.
Yeah,
He
I have to
voiced
go.
the animated Joker forever, and I loved the way that he did it. Now, if you're going live action, I have a hard time choosing between Jack and Heath, but it's also two totally different types of Joker.
Yeah.
It is.
So it really comes down to a personal preference on what type of Joker that you prefer.
And see, for me, And that's exactly how I feel about it too. I say the same thing because they all portray a different aspect of the Joker. Now, Heath Ledger was good. I will say that he was very, very good. I think Jack Nicholson edges him out. But my personal favorite, and this is where a lot of people don't ever get it, because everybody always wants to guess Jack Nicholson or Heath Ledger or even one of the newer ones. For me, it goes back to the OG, Caesar Romano.
God damn.
Oh, Adam West.
Exactly, man, dude. The way
I agree with
Caesar,
you.
the way Caesar portrayed that character was just so.
You just took me back to being a fucking kid.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
Caesar is just, he was so great at that character. He wasn't overly dark, but he was just like, it was that sinisterly silly, just practical Joker aspect of him that I love. And it's like, and then his laugh, like out of all of them, I think he had the best Joker laugh.
Okay.
I will have to give it to you because, like, if I was gonna have to go throughout the whole universe, it would be the actual original, the one that started it all.
Yeah,
I mean, most people that are probably watching the show, a lot of them, unless you're over the age of like 38, 40, yeah, fucking, you're not gonna know who the fuck Caesar was. Like, most people didn't watch that old Batman series that had fucking Adam West and all of it. Like,
hopefully this will spur some interest in them, and they'll go and check it out and have.
I mean, I watched it as a kid. Like, I know that was on like the same channel. It was like fucking, I think it was like Lamb Chops Play Along. then it was fucking the Monkeys, and then right after the Monkeys was Batman.
Dude, still to this day, I have never seen action fight scenes better than the OG Batman flicks. I mean, come on, the bang and pals. Top it, dude. I still love that shit.
Yeah.
We're talking about the old Batman. How about Svengoolie? Who watched Svengoolie when they were young?
Age Christ.
I remember Svengoolie.
Damn.
Well, goddamn,
you talking about like minuscule.
You might as well go further back with fucking Gilbert Godfrey Up All Night on USA Channel when he was playing B-rated horror films from fucking Trauma Entertainment, like fucking Toxic Avenger, Class of Nukem High. And
if you love Gilbert Godfrey, you got to go on YouTube and listen to him read 50 Shades of Grey. It's the funniest fucking thing to ever grace the fucking YouTube cinema. So
it's funny that you say that, because I just introduced that to a few people that I know, and they lost their shit immediately.
It is the most hilarious fucking thing I've ever listened to.
Y'all struck my wife's nerve right there.
Either that or Guilford Godfrey's rendition of the Aristocrats joke. That one, the only rendition of the Aristocrats joke that I've ever heard that was funnier and more fucked up than Guilford Godfrey's was Bob Saget's.
Oh, yeah.
Bob Saget's was by far the most fucked up version of that joke I've ever heard. Guilford was right up there.
God damn. All right, getting out of fucking movies for a minute. If you guys had a choice of you could tour with any three bands. Any three bands of your choice, dead or alive. Who are you going to tour with?
You guys start off, Zach.
I'm going to leave the headliner for last, but in this lineup, we're going to open. We're going to open so I can play our set and then watch these three go. I want to open so I can watch them all. But it's going to be probably Lamb of God After Us. Then I love Falling in Reverse. Then it's going to have to be Falling in Reverse. And then to fucking end the night off has to be Iron Maiden. Hands down, Iron Maiden.
Yeah, that would be dope. As me being, well, previously to this project, being a bass player for the past 20 some years, I would definitely have to agree with that. I mean, dude, Iron Maiden, that fucking bass player is sick.
Steve Harris is
Yeah.
fucking legend. That's a god.
I'd say for me, that's a tough one.
You got so many to choose from too.
If I could go on tour with any band, man, well, I'd say Edema would have to be one of them. Just I've played with them before. I've opened a show for them in when I was in Anoxia, and they're just some really, really down to earth, really cool guys, and I could see just that being a really enjoyable experience just to be on the road with them. After them, I mean, shit, man, I'd love to go on tour with somebody like KMFDM or even shit, Marilyn Manson. I mean, shit, I'd like to. Well, I'd like to go on tour with like Marilyn 96, 98 Marilyn Manson. Just because I think that would be a very interesting and wild experience. That was in probably the peak of his insanity.
When I seen him for the first time, and I've seen Marilyn Manson probably more than any artist I've ever seen. But my first big concert was Marilyn Manson on the Antichrist Superstar tour.
Nice.
And I got shot in my ass with a riot bullet.
Oh shit.
After the show, because it got, obviously they had a bunch of Christian groups that were protesting the show.
Yeah.
And I was born and grew up until I was a teenager. I was in Oklahoma. So middle of the fucking Bible Belt.
Yeah, good old Bible Belt.
And I said I was staying the night with a friend, which I was, but we talked his older sister into taking us to see Marilyn Manson. So we fucking went. Great show. Fucking had a fantastic time. And then we got out. And of course, as we're going out, it was a little hostile, but it wasn't too bad. She was trying to like usher us to the vehicle. Well, then beer bottles started flying, and then the fists started flying. Next thing you know, cops show up and fire and riot bullet. Well, somehow I got fucking hit, and I was like goddamn Forrest Gump, like fucking something bit me, and I fucking go down. I'm screaming and yelling. They picked my ass up. Sure as shit, I got hit by one of them goddamn riot pellets, and I had to get some fucking stitches in my ass cheek.
Oh shit.
That kind of sucked, but that was the most, still probably to this day, that was probably the most intense shows I've ever seen, because his energy at that, of course, obviously he was much younger then.
Yeah.
It was absolutely absurd. Absurd.
Yeah, unfortunately, I never got to actually see him live during the Antichrist Superstore tour. But I think the first time I got to see him was for the Hollywood tour.
Okay.
When he went on the Hollywood tour, and he was still, still a lot of the crazy antics and stuff then, but a little more tamed down, I think, than the Antichrist era.
Yeah, I think the last times I seen him was probably about 6-7 years ago. I seen him twice within about a 3-week period.
It was when he was still a little hefty.
Yeah, well, I seen him at Welcome to Rockville for the first time, and he was so trashed that he couldn't remember half the fucking song things. And Beautiful People, I swear to you, sounded like Beautiful Pizza. And that's all he kept saying over and over while humping a podium was talking about his fucking beautiful pizza.
Yeah, I'm glad he's gotten sober. That's for sure. I know one of the last times that I've seen him, what was it? I think it was it might have been an Ozfest. No.
Yeah, see, I'll be seeing him.
He had the double chin going and everything back then, and I'm like, damn, what's going on with it's happening in Maryland, and he sounded awful.
Yeah,
So,
I'll be seeing him again at the end of fucking May because I'll be at Welcome to Rockville this year. So he's
Lucky bastard.
I think him and Korn are the two main headliners for the last night.
He's coming. He's coming here to Baltimore in May, but I've seen him a handful of times, and I'm trying to hold out and see if I get lucky and get my hands on a Nine Inch Nails ticket, because Nine Inch Nails is coming to Baltimore, and that's one that I have yet to get to see in concert, and they haven't come to Baltimore in 16 years. And at this point, it's like, who knows if they'll ever get back over here.
I've seen Nine Inch Nails.
I haven't. I've yet to get to see them. I got to cross one bucket list band off last year, and that was Tool.
I actually got to see Nine Inch Nails do that tour cycle that they did the tour cycle with the lead singer from the Cars.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah, so that was the last time I seen them, and I was quite young then, but fucking it was good.
Yeah, well, I haven't gotten a chance to see them, so I'm holding out. I mean, tickets sold out quick, but I'm hoping that I can, manage to grab one last minute, somebody that can't go or something like that, and so I'm holding out for that one.
So if you could spend 24 hours with any musical icon or legend that you could, who would you spend that time with and why?
Could I pick two? It has to be one.
Yeah.
Let's go two. Yeah, go ahead.
Nico McBrain and Danny Carey. Danny Carey, the drummer for Tool, and Nico McBrain, formerly the longtime drummer of Iron Maiden. Those two, I would hang out with them all day.
Damn.
All right.
I actually love Iron Maiden too, so
they're my favorite band of all time.
I always ask this question because I actually got to hang out with my big time hero for about 3 hours because my band ended up playing. We got to open up this festival, and it was just the 1 day shot, and I actually got cheated on while I was at the festival.
Ah, shit! Sorry to hear that.
My lead singer, my guitarist, found my girlfriend at the time banging another dude in a urinal after we got off stage.
Oh, shit.
And I was all brokenhearted and really bummed out. And they had a green room area in the back that was like a makeshift bar for all the artists and shit like that. And they had TVs up and they had football and sports and all kinds of shit up. And I'm back there fucking tearing up and all fucking, bummed out and shit. And this guy comes up and puts his hand on my shoulder, and he was like, "Man, I've seen heartbreak I've seen that a million times." He's like, "Let's take a shot and tell me about it." I said, "All right, well, I'm watching the fucking football," and he slides me a shot of Jack, and I took the fucking shot, and he's like, "You smoke?" I said, "Yeah," and he slides me a fucking cigarette, and I light it up, and he's like, "Tell me what happened." I'm sitting there telling him what happened. I turn as fucking Lemmy from Motorhead.
Oh shit!
It was my fucking all-time hero, and I just I'm pretty sure I may have shit my pants.
Oh, I would have.
It's funny you say that too, because that's one of the two that I was trying to decide between. But I was going to say that you couldn't tell it was him by the voice. It's a pretty distinctive voice.
It is, but I was just.
That's what I was thinking. I was like,
"You so fucking out of it,
awesome.
So bummed the fuck out because dude, it was bad. I knew whenever I caught her cheating, I had moved away from my family and everything I knew to a whole nother state to be with the chick, and so I knew I'm now fucking homeless, and I now have to figure out how to get back home. And it was just my brain was going 1,000 different fucking directions other than paying attention to who the fuck was talking to me up until I turned around.
Yeah.
And he literally sit there and talked to me for 3 hours before he went up on stage. and gave me some of the best advice I've ever gotten in my life. And I've still followed that advice to this day, and it's led me to the point that I'm at right now.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah. As I was trying to decide between either him, but I think I would probably have to go with Bowie.
We've heard that before.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're not the first one to go there.
I would have to go with David Bowie. I've always been a fan of Bowie. You know, I love a lot of his music. But it's more so it's his approach to music, like his whole mindset towards it. I've always admired how he quite literally would just he created whatever was in his heart at the time. He didn't worry about genre boundaries or anything like that. Like, oh well, I'm a rock musician, so I have to sound this way, or I have to utilize these certain instruments in the songs that I'm doing. He didn't give a shit about that. And he brought in jazz-inspired elements and brought it. I mean, hell, his album Earthling. He brought in Trent Reznor and had a lot of industrial elements mixed with jazz elements and things like that, all on one rock record. And he made it work. It was things like that most people, it would sound like a train wreck, but somehow he would just make it work. And it was just his approach and his take on what music is and should be. That's that's the key thing that I kind of always took away from him, and I try to consider that in my own writings. It's just whatever I'm feeling at the time. That's what I'm gonna write. I mean, we're classified as an industrial metal band, but I may utilize other elements from elsewhere to incorporate into that.
I mean, if it sounds good, it sounds good. There ain't no denying it, regardless.
Well, there's shit cooking right now. I don't know if Dan wants to talk about any of that, but
today was actually a recording session day at practice. And now I'll give you a little tidbit of that. For what I told you earlier, that's it's going to be a collab with Gilsaw, our brother from the Bay Area, San Francisco. So it's all nice little crossover between Baltimore and Cali.
Yeah.
He's got a cool vibe to his stuff. He just put out a debut EP called Fog Watch. Like I said earlier, he's got kind of a skinny puppy vibe to it. So it's some really cool stuff. Me and him's working on this collab song. And just to tie it back with one of our earlier conversations, I will let you know. Pinhead theme.
Okay.
Ooh, okay.
All right.
I'll give you that.
Gotcha. All right, Mosh, you're up, brother.
All righty then. So I'm gonna give y'all another thinker. What is y'all's fantasy draft band? If you could pick any artist, dead or alive, for each session, for each instrument and vocals, who would y'all pick?
Is it? Are you putting together a band to tour with, or is this like a session? Like you're just jamming?
This is your fantasy band. They will go on tour. They'll make it big and everything. Everything will be classics. Everything else like that.
And like, are we like the manager? So it's like we're not playing in the band. We're just picking.
Nah. It's just them.
Okay.
It's kind of like fantasy football, only band.
All right. Yeah. I'm gonna go technical wise. I'm gonna put Danny Carey on the drums from Tool.
Okay.
Oh my God. Who the hell else? Rhythm. I'm gonna go Zachy Vengeance from Avenged Sevenfold. because he's probably one of the best rhythm guitarists. Jimmy Page, lead from Led Zeppelin. Bass, Steve Harris, obviously. Lead singer.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna go. Oh my god. For the singer. I'm gonna go Ronnie Radke, Falling in Reverse. Because he can scream, melodic, all of it. That is probably overall the most technical fucking band you could have put together.
Not bad. Not bad. I would have to say, do they all have to be from different bands?
No.
Okay. So I would have to say Vinnie Paul on drums, Dimebag on lead guitar.
Fuck yeah.
From there, Cliff Burton on bass. Go ahead and throw Trent Reznor on synth and keys.
Okay.
And then for vocals,
Everybody always ends with the vocals.
I
It's
had
either the vocals or the drummer.
I had somebody in mind, and now the ADD is taking over.
Yeah, there's a lot of them to choose from though too, and they all have their different sounds, different rhythms, everything else like that along with it.
Oh, Matt Holt. I don't know if that name sounds familiar to any of you. Anybody listening to this that's a metalhead from Baltimore should absolutely know that name. They were pretty big for a while, and their guitarist actually went on to be in Hell Yeah. Matt
Nothing
Holt, the
Face.
singer from Nothing Face.
Nothing Face. Yep. I already know where you're going with it.
Yep. Maxwell was from Nothing Face.
Yep, I'm Maxwell.
Yep. Yeah, they were local Baltimore, Annapolis guys. And may he rest in peace, Matt Holt. Yeah, he just died a few years ago. But he had such a cool, unique voice, and like was one of the first ones to really do that style. You know, it's like even like Chad Gray. Chad Gray was a good fit for Maxwell to move to because he's very similar. But Nothing Face predates Mudvayne.
Yeah, they do.
It's like I would have to go with Matt Holt.
All right, fantastic. So on that, we're hitting towards the end. Before all y'all go, don't go anywhere because we are playing a fucking video from DEKAY like we always do. We always play the band's one of their videos. So on that, where can people find your music? If you have merch, where can they get that? And where do you like to talk to fans the most? Is there a social media platform that you use more than any other?
Everything's available for streaming on Spotify, iTunes, pretty much anywhere that you stream your music. We've got our YouTube channel. It's got our music video, some lyric videos on there. Please like and subscribe. We're trying to build that channel up. Right now, the primary channel that I conversate with most through is Facebook. Saying if anybody wants to reach out, you can reach out to the Facebook page, hit the DMs. And you can go to DKmusic.com. There will be a tab there for merch, and that'll take you straight to our online merch page. From there, we've got tons of merch products available, like that shirt right there.
Yeah.
That's one of our best designs, our top selling design online, and that's on a badass raglan.
It is. It's comfortable as hell. So on that, everybody stick around. We're going to play the music video for Start the Rot. On that, we are out of here. We will see you guys again on fucking Friday night. And until then, we love y'all guys. Have a great night.
Peace.
Be safe.